Last time I visited the world of Sonic Boom, I talked about what makes this series so special. The humor, the character quirks, the way it doesn't take itself too seriously, and yet still manages to somehow stay real. And now I'm back for more. This next batch of 10 episodes dives even deeper into what makes Boom tick. We've got malfunctioning cowbots, cursed luck, time loops, and even a villainous career seminar. It's weird, it's witty, and it's wonderfully Boom. And if you're wondering why I covered 10 episodes of Boom instead of 5 like I do with the other Sonic shows, well, these episodes are shorter. But don't let the runtime fool you. Each one is packed with enough charm, chaos, and chili dog fueled energy to keep you smiling from start to finish. I'm the optimistic Sonic fan, and I like Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom loves to start small and silly, and Cowbot is no exception. We open with Sonic and Knuckles playing Coconut Hurl, a game that's equal parts ridiculous and charming. It's the kind of slice-of-life humor that makes Boom feels like a sitcom, with Tails providing commentary and Amy rolling her eyes at the whole thing. And then, of course, Eggman shows up. Eggman introduces Cowbot, his most destructive creation. And honestly, it's hilarious. Cowbot looks goofy. The team laughs at it, and so do we. But here's the genius of Boom. Eggman's inventions are silly, yet they still create real stakes. When Tails reprograms Cowbot, it doesn't shut down, it turns on Eggman. Sonic finds this amusing, but Amy insists they can't just let Eggman be destroyed. And this is where the episode shines. Sonic and Tails reluctantly team up with Eggman to protect him, and what follows is one of the funniest, most unexpectedly heartfelt stretches in the series. The waiting scenes are pure gold. Sonic, Tails, and Eggman bond over cookies, hot chocolate, and even a campfire. Eggman admits he doesn't have real friends, and Sonic gently points out why. It's silly, it's sweet, and it's surprisingly poignant. For a moment, the enemy status is put aside, and we see the bond these characters share when they're not fighting. Of course, Eggman being Eggman, he tries to turn the upgraded defenses against Sonic and Tails, but Sonic foils him with the same marshmallows they use to stop Cowbot. It's classic Boom. The villain is ridiculous, the solution is absurd, and yet the character dynamics make it all work. Cowbot is a perfect example of why I love Sonic Boom. The invention is silly, the team-up is fun, and the waiting scenes give us a rare glimpse of Sonic and Eggman bonding. It's comedy with heart, and that's what makes Boom special. The episode kicks off with classic Boom energy. Eggman ambushing the team in his octopus box. Sonic swoops in, Tails tries out his new unbolterizer, and chaos ensues. It's a fun opener, but what's interesting is what happens after. Eggman flees to an escape pod, and from that point on, he's basically out of the picture. And honestly, I love that. Eggman spends the rest of the episode being a casual, normal guy, tinkering with his TV remote, sipping cocoa, just living his life. It's a reminder that in Boom, Eggman isn't always the big bad. Sometimes he's just there. And it works. Meanwhile, Tails takes the spotlight, and his unbolterizer nearly causes disaster. His friends criticize him, even Sonic can't fully defend him. Tails admits they're right, and decides to isolate himself until he can fix his mistake. It's a surprisingly mature beat for Boom. Tails isn't just the comic relief inventor here. He's vulnerable, determined, and willing to prove himself. And then comes the real star of the episode, T.W. Barker. I love this character. He's charming, theatrical, and immediately feels like a natural fit in the Boom universe. At first, he's sympathetic. His performers are sick, the kids will be disappointed, and Team Sonic steps in to help. But of course, it's a trap. Barker is a surprise villain, and a great one. He's not just a one-off gag, he's enjoyable throughout the series, bringing a different kind of menace compared to Eggman's usual antics. The circus setting gives us some of the funniest visuals. Sonic spinning in the sphere of fear, Knuckles as a cannonball, Amy as a sad clown, Sticks as an acrobat. But when Barker reveals his true colors, the stakes rise. And who saves the day? Tails! He storms in with his fixed unbolterizer, dodges missiles, frees his friends, and even helps Sonic turn the tables on Barker. It's a triumphant moment. Tails goes from being scolded to being the big hero. Circus of Plunders is one of my favorites from this batch. Eggman takes a back seat. T.W. Barker steals the show as a surprise villain, and Tails proves his worth in the end. It's funny, it's clever, and it shows how Boom can balance comedy with genuine character growth. Unlucky Knuckles is one of those episodes that really leans into Boom's strength. Character-driven comedy with just enough stakes to keep things interesting. It starts simple. Sonic and Knuckles playing gopher ball, with Knuckles convinced that his constant losses aren't about skill, but about bad luck. And from there, the episode spirals into exactly the kind of absurdity you expect from Boom. Knuckles takes Sticks' advice to burn through his bad luck by putting himself in increasingly ridiculous situations. Meanwhile, Eggman gets his own subplot. Practicing laser tag with Orbot, Cubot, and Badniks. By sheer accident, he wins and decides to take advantage of his supposed good luck to launch an invasion. It's a fun parallel. Knuckles suffering through bad luck while Eggman thrives on good luck, and it sets up environmental clash. The payoff comes from when Sonic clearly provokes Knuckles into joining Eggman, knowing his bad luck will sabotage the villain's plans. And sure enough, Knuckles' misfortune causes Eggman's mega robot to malfunction, saving the village in the process. It's a clever twist, turning Knuckles' weakness into the very thing that saves the day. Overall, Unlucky Knuckles is a good episode. It's funny, it's absurd, and it gives Knuckles the spotlight in a way that feels true to his Boom personality. The balance of comedy and plot works well, and the ending ties everything together with a satisfying resolution. The Meteor is one of those episodes that makes a classic cartoon trope, the body swap, and makes it feel fresh, funny, and perfectly Boom. Sonic and Eggman race to claim a fallen meteor, grab it at the same time, and suddenly they swap bodies. But here's the twist. They swap bodies, not voices, which means Roger Craig Smith gets to voice Eggman and Mike Pollock gets to voice Sonic. And honestly, that's the best part of the episode. Watching Sonic in Eggman's body is hilarious. He's bouncing around trying to prove his identity, but without his speed or his usual voice. He's stuck acting like his wild self in a body that just can't keep up. It's a perfect contrast. Sonic's personality trapped in Eggman's frame, and the comedy writes itself. Meanwhile, Eggman in Sonic's body is just as fun. At first, he's thrilled. His brilliant mind combined with Sonic's speed and strength makes him unstoppable. But instead of immediately conquering the world, he gets caught up with enjoying Sonic's life. Hanging out with the gang, sipping milkshakes, playing along with just enough to avoid blowing his cover. It's Eggman pretending to be one of the heroes, and it's both ridiculous and oddly charming. The episode also plays with trust. Sonic tries to convince his friends of the swap, but Eggman cleverly mocks himself to make Sonic look crazy. Even Orbot and Cubot laugh along, showing how easily Eggman can manipulate the situation. It's frustrating for Sonic, but it makes the eventual payoff even sweeter. The climax brings everything together. Sonic using Eggman's robots against him, Tails figuring out the meteor's true ability, and the hilarious standoff where Sonic threatens to clip Eggman's mustache to force him to switch back. It's silly, it's clever, and it ends with Eggman humiliated, sunburned, and marked with a Sonic-shaped tan line. Classic Boom. The meteor is one of my favorites from this batch. The voice actor swap gives Roger Craig Smith and Mike Pollock a chance to shine in new ways. Sonic and Eggman's body is pure comedy, and Eggman pretending to be part of the gang is just priceless. It's Boom at its best. Funny, creative, and full of personality. Aim Low is one of the most surprisingly relatable episodes in Sonic Boom. Instead of the usual over-the-top villainy, we see Eggman lose his confidence. Sonic wipes out his latest invention before he even does anything, and Eggman just gives up. No rage, no threats, just a quiet retreat. And honestly, that's a very human reaction. Back at his lair, Eggman mopes around like any of us would after a bad week. Pajamas, junk food, mindless TV, we've all been there. And that's what makes this episode so great. It doesn't just show Eggman as a cartoon villain, it shows him as a person, someone who can feel defeated and stuck in a rut. Enter Soar the Eagle, a motivational speaker who promises to help Eggman soar like an eagle. Eggman hires him as a personal guru, and the dynamic is hilarious. Soar pushes Eggman to get small, evil victories under his belt. Eggman starts to rebuild his confidence, and for a moment, it looks like he's back on track. But Eggman being Eggman, he gets arrogant and fires Soar. Without guidance, he collapses again, unable to make the decisions or motivate himself. Sonic eventually finds him slouched on the couch, completely defeated. And here's the twist. With Eggman out of the picture, Sonic grows restless. He ruins Tails' workshop, Knuckles' birdhouse, Amy's painting. Without Eggman to fight, Sonic doesn't know what to do with himself. So the team decides to remotivate Eggman just to keep Sonic productive. They lure Sonic into confronting him, and the argument reignites Eggman's spark. Out of frustration, Eggman summons his robots. Sonic fights them, and everyone smiles, because things are back to normal. It's a clever ending to show how much Sonic and Eggman need each other. Aim Low is one of my favorites because it shows Eggman in a more human, relatable light. Depression, junk food, TV and pajamas, we've all been there. And seeing Eggman go through it makes him feel less like a caricature and more like a character. It's funny, it's real, and it's Boom at its best. How to succeed in evil without even trying. This episode starts with something very Boom. Sticks being sticks, Tails being helpful, and everything going wrong in the most spectacular way possible. Tails sees Sticks struggling with berry picking, and, being the sweetheart inventor he is, decides to build her a giant berry picking machine. And of course, it immediately malfunctions and destroys the entire orchard. Classic Boom chaos. But this is where the episode gets really interesting. The introduction of the Lightning Bolt Society. These cloaked weirdos see Tails' accidental destruction and immediately assume he's evil genius material. And honestly, there's one of my favorite additions to the Boom universe. They're a parody of real-life cults. The robes, the secrecy, the dramatic chanting, but played so silly that it highlights how ridiculous and dangerous cults can be in the real world. Boom manages to poke fun at the concept without even making it feel heavy. Tails, being the helpful, trusting guy he is, goes along with them at first. He's polite, he's courteous, and he genuinely wants to contribute. That's who Tails is. He wants to help people, whether it's Sticks with her orchard or a group of cloaked strangers offering him snacks. But the moment he realizes their evil plan is to take over the fruit stands, he immediately backs out. That's the good heart of this episode. Tails' good nature paired with his good judgment.
That sounds pretty evil to me.
And I have to mention the Sonic and Amy moment outside the clubhouse, their little pizzazz versus pizza argument. It's silly, it's adorable, and it's exactly the kind of lighthearted banter that makes their dynamics so fun in Boom. They're trying to be serious spies, but they're basically having a food fight with words. The climax is pure Boom energy. Sonic, Amy, and Eggman all bursting into the clubhouse at the same time, each thinking the other is teaming up with the Lightning Bolt Society. The Society tries to attack with food, immediately run out, and then swarms Eggman for autographs. It's ridiculous in the best way. And in the end, Tails saves the day with his repaired berry machine, proving once again that his heart and his brain are always in the right place. This episode is a blast. The Lightning Bolt Society is a hilarious cult parody. Tails goes to shine as both helpful and wise, and Sonic and Amy's little spat is just adorable. Don't Judge Me is one of those episodes where Sonic Boom decides to throw the usual robot smashing formula out the window and instead gives us something completely different. A courtroom drama. And honestly, it works beautifully. After Sonic defeats Eggman's Mothbot, Eggman suddenly claims his neck is broken and accuses Sonic of cheating. And the next day, Sonic gets served. Eggman is suing him. This is already hilarious, but the episode goes even further by turning the entire village into the courtroom audience and the jury. And this is where the episode really shines. The return of T.W. Barker, now acting as Eggman's lawyer. I love this character. He's not a bruiser. He's not a robot builder. He's not even physically threatening. He's dangerous because he's smart. He fights with manipulation, wordplay, and psychological traps. That makes him a different kind of villain. Subtle, conniving, and honestly more sinister than half of the robots Eggman's built. The courtroom scenes are pure Boom comedy. Styx immediately incriminates Sonic by blurring out her hatred of Eggman's creations. Orbot shows a hilariously fake video of Eggman being kind and gentle, and poor Tails. He tries to praise Sonic, but Barker twists every compliment into evidence that Sonic is a violent outlaw. It's a brilliant parody of courtroom theatrics. And then there's Knuckles. As Sonic's lawyer, interrogating himself, it's one of the funniest sequences in the entire series. Knuckles insulting Sonic so badly that Sonic ends up incriminating himself. It's Boom humor at its absolute peak. The final reveal. Amy slamming her hammer, Barker and Burnbot stumble, and Eggman accidentally turning his head. It's a perfect payoff. And yes, it's absolutely a reference to the Brady Bunch episode, The Fender Benders. Boom loves its pop culture nod, and its one lands perfectly. Don't Judge Me stands out because it's not a battle episode. It's a courtroom showdown. T.W. Barker steals the spotlight with his manipulative brilliance. The humor is sharp, and the Brady Bunch reference is the cherry on top. It's clever, it's funny, and it shows just how versatile Sonic Boom can be. Dr. Eggman's Tomato Sauce. This episode starts with something I always love seeing in Sonic Boom. Tails being Tails. He's so focused on his plane that he almost forgets to eat, and his friends have to drag him away from his work. It's a small moment, but it highlights one of Tails' strongest character traits, his love of aviation. His plane isn't just a machine, it's part of who he is.
That took the wind right out of my sails.
Then we get the big hook of the episode. Eggman giving out free samples of Eggman's tomato sauce. Naturally, Sonic assumes it's poisoned and knocks it out of everyone's hands. Amy jumps straight to accusations, Eggman insisting it's safe, and the best part, Sonic tries it, and it's actually delicious. This is where the episode plays its biggest trick. It makes us think the sauce is the threat. Tails runs tests and finds nothing wrong. Amy starts wondering if Eggman has finally reformed. And over the next few weeks, Eggman becomes a local celebrity. Kids admire him, villagers love him, Sonic is losing his mind, and the whole time, we, the audience, are waiting for the sauce to turn evil. But then comes the twist. It's not the sauce, it's the cans. The cans sprout little robot legs and start sabotaging electronics all over the island. It's such a clever misdirect. Boom plays the long game, letting us get comfortable with the idea that maybe Eggman is being honest for once, only to pull the rug out from under us. And then there's the emotional core of the episode. Tails' plane turned into a robot. Tails refuses to destroy it. He stays behind, risking himself to save something he loves. And he succeeds, rewiring it mid-flight, reclaiming it before it crashes. It's a perfect showcase of Tails' heart, his intelligence, and his bond with aviation. The final battle is classic Boom chaos. Scrap head bot, robot cans everywhere, Eggman bragging on live TV, but Tails steals the show. He swoops in, grabs the remote, and shuts down every robot on the island. It's a triumphant moment for him, and a hilarious defeat for Eggman, who ends the episode surrounded by boxes of unsold tomato sauce. This episode is a blast. The misdirection with the sauce is clever, the can bots are hilarious, and Tails' love for his playing gives the story real heart. It's funny, it's smart, and it's a great showcase of why Tails is such a beloved character. Soul Power is one of those episodes where Sonic Boom takes a simple idea, Sonic making a weird noise when he runs, and turns it into a full-blown character study, a comedy showcase, and a clever twist all at once. It starts with Tails showing off his new voice-activated Tailsmobile, and Sonic accidentally triggering chaos just by running. And right away, we get one of my favorite parts of the episode, Tails slipping into full scientist mode. The monologue of Tails trying to diagnose Sonic is hilarious and adorable. He's scanning, poking, measuring, analyzing, and Sonic is just sitting there like a bored kid at the doctor's office. It's such a great reminder that Tails isn't just the team's mechanic. He's a brilliant scientist who genuinely cares about his best friend. Even when he's frustrated, he is methodical, patient, and determined to figure out what's wrong. Meanwhile, Sonic being forced to walk everywhere is comedy gold. Watching him trudge across his own shack to get a volleyball and acting like it's a cross-country journey is peak Boom humor. And when the Crabbots attack and Sonic's noise ruins everything, Sticks tying him to a coconut tree is the perfect cherry on top. Then we get a surprisingly fun moment, Sonic and Eggman bonding. Eggman admits he feels unneeded after Orbot and Cubot accidentally launched an attack without him. Sonic can relate. His team just want to fight without him too. It's a small moment, but it shows how Boom loves blurring the line between hero and villain in the funnest ways. Eggman diagnosing Sonic with velocity to energy ratio incompatibility is classic. Eggman is technobabble, and the new shoes seem to fix everything, until they don't. And I love the scene where Eggman tries to explain his plan with a holographic presentation, only for Amy to immediately smash it because she has zero patience for villain monologues. It's such a perfectly Amy moment. The ending is clever. Sonic uses Eggman's own plan against him. If the robot gets stronger, the more Sonic runs, then Sonic just has to run too much. He overloads the robot, blows it up, and saves the day. It's smart, it's funny, and it fits Sonic's character perfectly. Soul Power is a great mix of science, comedy, and clever writing. Tails gets to shine as a scientist, Amy gets a perfectly comedic beat, and Sonic wins by outthinking Eggman's trap. Another strong episode in the Boom lineup. Hedgehog Day is one of my absolute favorite episodes of Sonic Boom, and honestly, one of the best examples of how this show can take a familiar trope, the Groundhog Day time loop, and make it feel fresh, funny, and surprisingly character-driven. And the best part? It's an Eggman episode. A full, unapologetic, villain-focused story. And Boom absolutely nails it. The setup is classic Sonic Boom chaos. Eggman attacks while Team Sonic is watching a movie. Tails turns the projector into a sound weapon. Amy deflects a plasma ball. Eggman fires a laser, and a random lightning bolt crashes into the mix. The result? A blinding explosion, and Eggman waking up in bed again. Same breakfast, same dialogue, same day. Eggman quickly figures out he's stuck in a time loop. And this is where the episode becomes something special. Instead of panicking, he sees it as an opportunity. A chance to perfect his plan, refine his strategy, and finally defeat Sonic. And watching him iterate on his attack line like a mad scientist stuck in a speed run is hilarious. When Eggman finally succeeds, trapping Sonic in an energy sphere, he celebrates like he's won the lottery, only for the loop to reset again. It's such a great subversion. Even when he wins, he loses. And at his breakfast point, Eggman starts doing things he'd never normally do. Eating junk food, cutting his mustache, just embracing the chaos because none of it matters. And this is where the episode shines. We get to see Eggman as a person. Frustrated, exhausted, vulnerable, and honestly, relatable. Eventually, he swallows his pride and asks Sonic and Tails for help. And instead of kidnapping them or fighting them, he uses everyday wits, like spoiling the ending of their movie, to force them to listen. It's such a clever twist on villain behavior, and it shows how Boom can make a villain-centric episode both funny and emotionally engaging. The final stretch is pure Boom energy. Knuckles stalling because he's afraid of the dentist, Amy trying to comfort him, Sticks just yanking out the tooth, and Eggman looping over and over until everything finally lines up. And when he wakes up to a different breakfast, his joy is infectious.
Don't be mad.
Hedgehog Day proves that a villain-focused episode can be just as funny, heartfelt, and entertaining as any hero story. Eggman's personality shines, the Groundhog Day homage is perfect, and the writing is sharp. It's one of Boom's best, and one of my personal favorites. Sonic Boom may be a comedy series, but these 10 episodes show just how much heart and creativity it really has. Whether it's Tails stepping up as a hero, Eggman showing off his surprisingly human side, or the whole team getting caught in the middle of cults, courtrooms, tomato conspiracies, and time loops. Boom always finds a way to make the familiar feel fresh. What I love most is how these episodes highlight the characters in ways we don't always get to see. Tails the scientist, Eggman the strategist, Sonic the impatient speedster forced to slow down. Even Knuckles and Sticks get moments that remind us why the cast works so well together. Boom isn't just about jokes, it's about personality. And honestly, this batch didn't need a can't like everything segment. Sometimes the fun, the charm, and the creativity speaks for themselves. These episodes show why Sonic Boom has such a special place in the Sonic universe. It's weird, it's witty, and it's full of heart. I'm the optimistic Sonic fan, and I'll see you next time.